Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hairstyle, also known as the Hairstyle Way, and as you saw from the title, I'm finally doing a Q&A. Get ready with me. I'm very excited to answer your questions because y'all asked some really good ones. So without any further ado, let's get those questions going. I'm gonna read the questions and then answer. No chronological orders, whatever I've taken the screenshots of first, that's what I'm doing. First question is, you always have such an identifiable aesthetic to your content. I know it's a hairstyle post right away. How did you get into that? Did you take any digital media courses or use any special apps? First of all, thank you so much for that compliment. It means the freaking world to me. I really have certain, I don't want to say aesthetics, but certain ideas that I come up with, and when I see that you guys enjoy it too, it means the world, because sometimes I'm like, will anybody like this? Like, is this even good? But then, you know, I post it, and when I see y'all support, it truly means the world to me. So to know that my posts are identifiable, even to just one person, my work here is done. Now, to answer your question, I have never taken any digital media courses, and I don't use any special apps. I just use, apps that are free, to be honest with you. I don't pay for any apps. Not that there's a bad thing with paying for apps. That's not the way I roll personally. So yeah, I don't use anything special or specific. Second question is a question that got asked a lot. How did you get into makeup? What was the moment? For example, where were you? What was the setting, place, and time? Or did you have an inspiration that got you into it? I got into makeup actually wanting to apply it to my face very late not very late. I would say I was a late bloomer. I started liking it and wanting to learn how to do it at 17. So I'll definitely say a little bit of a late bloomer. I don't think I specifically had an inspiration. It was just oh, this is cool. I like it. Because before I used to think had that mentality of not like other girls, I don't like makeup, it's bad for your skin or whatever. Everybody in the 2010s went through their not like other girls phase. So yeah, that was just me being oh, maybe I'll try a little bit of mascara. I used to wear lip liner all over my lips, and I used to not even do my brows. So it was, it was there. But for going out and stuff, I definitely would go to a friend who would do my makeup. And yeah, and then, once I moved to the States, I started learning it more and more. To the skill set that I have now, but there's always room for improvement and for learning more. Third question, will you ever consider doing looks that are inspired by or your take on Bratz/My Scene characters? That's all I'm gonna say. Fourth question is, what is something little that brings you joy? This is a really good question because it truly depends on the day. Sometimes it could be a recipe that I tried and it came out good. Sometimes it could be a book that really gets me and immerses me into the world that I don't ever want to move my eyes out of until I read it. Sometimes is a new makeup item that I got. Sometimes is a little bit of shopping online or window shopping, or a good find at a thrift store, or a walk with my husband, or a conversation with a loved one. It could be so many things. Truly, life is all about those little moments. Yes, the things that we look forward to, they're all great, right? Don't get me wrong. I love me an event or something that I'm looking forward to. But a lot of the daily life becomes really monotone and boring when you don't notice the little things that might bring you joy. Don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near an expert, right? Of bringing joy even when I'm feeling upset or a little bored or a little depressed or whatever. But, getting older makes you realize that, sometimes those little things are worth living life for. Things that bring me joy could change from day to day, but it's always worth noting them whenever they happen. Alrighty, next question. I'm probably going to hell for this one, but if you can only use 3 of your creations from the BYOP aesthetics for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Very cruel question. So I am thinking of my aesthetic BYOPs, which by the way is my favorite series that I do on Instagram. Clearly you guys' favorite series too. That's how a lot of y'all did discover my Instagram page. I am gonna think of it as the shadows or color stories that I would still like to keep, which is really hard because I don't want to get rid of any of them, but I'm thinking a little bit. The first 2 that I'm in between, I'm going to put pictures while I'm talking about them, is either the vampire aesthetic because it has reds and black and gray, or film noir. Now, film noir is great because it has white, gray, and black, but it doesn't have red. So I think I'm gonna stick with Vampire to get me covered with like those neutrals and then the reds, right? So that's number one. Number two is gonna be my whimsy goth aesthetic. So many good colors within, and some of them are pretty deep. So I definitely would like that. Like there's a deep blue in there, a deep purple, a yellow. So like there's a lot to play with there. The whimsy gothic aesthetic is completely different from Vampire. So like I get a lot more colors covered. And last but not least, my third one. This is a terrible question, by the way. This is so bad. Oh, I don't like picking, but I'm trying to be efficient with the colors that I pick. Third one would probably be Fruitiger Arrow. That also has a lot of colors, but a little bit lighter than Whimsy Goth. And again, I'm trying to get as many colors as I can within these 3 color stories that you're forcing me to pick, to only use. So that's it, these 3. And these 3 are some of my top favorites aesthetics that I've ever done. Let me know if you'd like to see, I asked you guys this one time on Instagram as a poll on my stories, but let me know if you'd like to see me rank or grade all of my aesthetic BYOPs. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Next question is, if you could shop one brand for free for life, what would you choose? I must know for scientific reasons. Fenty Beauty. You guys, I spent so much money at Fenty Beauty because of the fussies that I run out of and all the blotting powders that I run out of. And I just, you know, would prefer to have Fenty because that would be a smart financial decision, okay? I love me some Fenty lip products. Y'all know that. So yeah, Fenty, 100%. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw this answer coming. Check out my empties video. This is not even self-promo. I ran out of 15 lip glosses last year. Not kidding or exaggerating. Seriously, you can go check out the video and skip all the way to the Fenty Beauty like section of it because I've put timestamps. 15. Not even kidding. Next questions. Top 3 destinations on your travel bucket list. Okay. I definitely would like to go to Asia, and obviously that's a huge continent, so I'm definitely going to mention countries. But I would love to visit quite a few countries, not only in East Asia, but definitely Central and West too, and Southeast. I would love to visit a lot of places in Asia, but one place I would like to go is Tokyo in Japan. I've never been that far, so I definitely would love to go. Another place is Vienna. It's, I don't know, it's a city that I just would love to visit. I would love to go to a ball too. I'm manifesting that for me. And third country I would like to visit, I guess I would really like to visit Shanghai in China. What makeup did you wear on your wedding day? What are some sentimental makeup items to you? Okay. So one item that I remember wearing on my wedding day was, this is the only lip product that I wore that day. Of course, it was a Sana lip paint from Fenty. And this is in a shade Uncuffed. Perfect, like rosy, mauve-y, nude on me. It was great that day too. The colors that I wore that day on my eyes were white and red. A white shimmer all over and a very intense red crease in outer corner. There's definitely quite a few sentimental items that I have, not just related to that day, but in general. I would say definitely this Diamond Bomb is definitely very sentimental to me. I've had it for many years since I was a college student, and it's still here with me. Another one is the Sugar and Grunge palette from Blend Bunny, just because it was there for me at a really hard time in my life. And I would say a lot of stuff. I feel like I love my makeup, so I have a lot of like sentimental and emotional ties to it, but the 2 products that come to mind are definitely those. Club Nebula is another product that I have a sentimental like tie to because it's one of the things that Mr. Wade got for me. So that was very sweet. Speaking of Mr. Wade, the next question is about him. How does your hubby feel about your eye looks? He loves them. He loves them. He supports the makeup career fully. Okay, no complaints about Mr. Wade's support. He is a fan of the colorful eye look. And also for 99% of the pictures that I post, especially when going out, Mr. Wade is the one taking them. So, next question. Who's your favorite artist outside of the makeup world? Do you have a favorite museum or art history destination? I don't have any specific like artists in mind. I could say maybe I'll mention brands because that's the only thing that comes to mind right now. I will say Roberto Cavalli, not every one of his collections, but there's quite a few older collections in the 2000s, 2010s as well that I really enjoy. I'm definitely wanting to delve more into like fashion content, not like as in like, oh, I'm gonna provide like, you know, the best styling tips, just like yapping about things that I like, just because, I don't know, there's some stuff out there that I really love. It's too expensive or like really hard to find, so I just speak it and manifest it into the universe. Who knows? Regarding museums or art history destinations, I would definitely say I love I believe it's the Natural History Museum in DC, because they have this big room dedicated to jewelry. The Hope diamond is there, which by the way, it's cursed apparently. That's what a kid there told me when I was taking pictures of that diamond. She was like, you know, this is cursed, right? Wasn't even looking her direction. So that's what I learned something new that day. Y'all know how kids are. You just exist and they're gonna say something out of pocket. But hey, again, I learned something. And there's a bunch of like beautiful jewelry, like very colorful, beautiful sapphires and emeralds and yellow diamonds. Like I was having the time of my life because of how colorful and shiny everything is. I mean, clearly I'm into like colorful makeup as well, so of course something like that gets me excited. Next question is skincare or makeup. If we're talking about like, I like makeup a lot more. If we're talking about necessity, I guess skincare. Question after that is, what is your earliest makeup memory? Definitely be my mom applying makeup, and she loved her some like pale hot pinks, okay, but like pale but also hot, like very vivid pinks. She loved those kind of lipsticks. She still does wear pink lipsticks to this day, like more berry and darker. What do you listen to or watch when creating? What feelings come up for you when you are creating? Okay, feelings that come up for me, a lot of times it's happiness, yes, but sometimes frustration, because the vision that I had in my head is not manifesting in real life. So that happens with art too, I feel like. I love creating. I love coming up with new stuff and new color combos. I feel in my element, but again, it comes with happiness, you know, pride of like, wow, I did that. And then, you know, oh damn, why isn't this eye as even as the other? What I listen to or watch when creating, definitely more of a listener than a watcher, just because it's easier sitting in my vanity and like putting my phone or putting my headphones or just playing something in the speaker. There's two particular creators on YouTube that I love listening to some of their videos, to the point that I listen to the videos so much that I've learned them word for word, bar for bar. Not even exaggerating. Funny thing, they're both Capricorn women. I don't know, there's something about Capricorn women that their humor just gets me. I mean, I do have a Capricorn stellium, y'all. Like I have quite a few Capricorn placements in my chart. I have a Capricorn stellium and a Sagittarius stellium. So there's some traits from Capricorn that I really like identify with. Now, the names of these YouTubers are, the first one is Kenny JD. She used to do Bad Movies in a Beat series. Too bad she doesn't do them anymore, but she still does talk about like shitty movies or shitty media here and there. There's some fantastic videos she's done recently. The other person that I watch is Weirdo Book Club. Natalie is her name. And my favorite thing Natalie does are her, you know, book rant reviews. Her Haunting Adeline series is literally my comfort watch. Like, I'm not even on a weekly basis, almost a daily basis. Like, that's how much I love her humor and everything. Yeah, these two ladies I really enjoy. One product you recommend others to try could be eye, face, lip product. Indie makeup. Indie shimmer eyeshadows and indie matte eyeshadows are the best product I've ever used. You can find recommendations all over my YouTube and Instagram, whichever you go to. What are 5 makeup / skincare items, so 5 total, that you'd bring on a remote island? The more specific, the better. Okay, if it was just makeup, it would be easier, but if it's makeup and skincare, it's mostly gonna be skincare. Definitely a cleansing oil, then a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. So that's 3 products right there. Then my fussy gloss bomb, because this is my lip balm. So right there is my 4th product. And 5th product, I mean, makeup is pretty much out the door now at this point. Probably maybe a black eye pencil, so maybe I could draw a wing. You know what I mean? A wing is always, this is what I drew just now. So a wing is always an option there if you're feeling like, maybe I'm not doing a lot. I feel like a wing takes it there, because I could put that pencil also on the waterline to create a really nice smoky look. I can smudge it out with my finger. So yeah, I guess a black eye pencil. Next question. What are your best tips for making your eyeliner equal on both sides and or putting on lashes without getting glue all over the place? Okay, I am not a false lash wearer, so I have no tips when it comes to that whatsoever. Now, how to make your eyeliner even on both sides. Let me check if mine is even on both sides. Mine is not even, so practice, practice, practice. When it comes to me, I've realized, listen, I've come to terms to accepting that my eyes are not symmetrical, and it's okay. I'm human at the end of the day. And if something looks a little bit different than the other, it is what it is. With all the new brand / launches, what are your deciding factors on what to purchase or pass on? Asking because I want to support all the indies and eyeshadows, and the sparkly things intrigue my makeup goblin, but sometimes I have a hard time deciding on what to buy in what order. I hope that makes sense. It definitely does. For me, I want to say 2 to 3 criteria that need to be fulfilled in order for me to shop for a new makeup item. One, I don't want to have a lot of repetition in my collection. Now, obviously, sometimes that is unavoidable, okay? Sometimes there's going to be stuff that is too similar to things you already have, but I want to avoid it as much as possible. 2, I gotta like it, and I gotta sit on it. I'm not a kind of person that buys things on launch. Do I like things on launch? Sure. There's many times that I do, but I am not one to rush when it comes to buying something. I love waiting for a sale. Y'all know that. I talk about that on my lives very, very often. Definitely like to sit on makeup products that I want to buy before buying them, just because they're going to be there. I mean, unless something is limited edition and I know I really, really want it. But yeah, I would say those are my 2 big criterias, because I really, really want things to find a nice place in my collection so they don't get neglected because I have other stuff like it. But also, I don't want repetition. You know, if I run out of something, I'll just get it then. I don't need to get it now or whenever, even if it goes on sale, right? Like, I want something that will make sense for my collection and I'll find a use for it. If I don't, then there's no point in it. This next question, I feel like deserves its own video. If you could only keep 10 eyeshadow singles and 2 palettes, what would they be and why? Would you guys like to see a video like that? If I could keep only 10 eyeshadow, like single eyeshadows? That would be a really, really, really hard task because I have quite a few single eyeshadows and I love them all. I don't want any of them out of my collection. Next question. If you could make one mooncat polish into an eyeshadow, what color would you choose? And if you could make one indie eyeshadow into a mooncat polish, what would you choose? Okay, I have the answers for both of these questions. First one, if I could make one mooncat polish into a shadow, I mean, magnetic nail polishes obviously cannot turn into shadows because there's no such a thing, but Ghost Ship, I would love to see as an eyeshadow. Ghost Ship is, and I'll put it on the screen, is like this beautiful blurple, not quite like as deep as an indigo or like a periwinkle, something in between. It has like silver reflects all over. I would love to see that as an eyeshadow, like that specific tone, super sparkly. I would love to see something like that. Now for the reverse question, a single eyeshadow that I would love to have as a mooncat nail polish. Witch Bitch Magic from Touch of Glam. Didn't even need to think. It's a deep witchy purple with these minty green flashes in it. It's so intense, so beautiful. I've talked about it on my channel several times. Jumping on to this next question. Oh, this is such a good one. Where do you see the future of your aesthetic BYOPs going? Oh, I started this series back in the fall of 2023. And it's one of the I would say my most successful series in my page, and that's how a lot of y'all have discovered my page, as I mentioned earlier. I have to say, I didn't think much when I started it. I really enjoy creating color stories, but the one thing that maybe I hope it would bring me is a collab, a brand collab. I would love to collab with a brand. I know exactly the themes I would do. I know exactly what brand I would want to collab with. I have a video talking about brands I would love to collab with. Let me know if you would like an updated version of that, because I definitely have a few more brands in mind. So let me know. Next question is, how do you incorporate colorful makeup into work? A lot of times is something very simple, like maybe 2, shadows and that's it. Sometimes it's a shimmer all over. Sometimes it's just a wing created with one of my colorful eye pencils. That's how much I do. Sometimes it's a colorful lip, like something that is a bit more vivid. But yeah, it's not that I do too much. Not that I'm not allowed to. It's just that in my head, it's best to have like some sort of separation between going out makeup and work makeup. Like, I still try to keep it fun, but not as like intense as when I go out. And again, this is just like how I like to do things. It might sound weird to some other people, but it's just the best. Yes, and I dropped a bunch of stuff. That's what you heard. Next question is a good one. What is your favorite flavor of chewing gum? Cinnamon. Big red cinnamon. my favorite. Next question. If you could only choose 3 palettes to use going forward, what would they be? I also recently discovered Boom Sour in my collection thanks to your recommendation and forgot how beautiful that shade is. First of all, yes, I am so happy that people are discovering how amazing Boom Sour is. Y'all know that's one of my favorite, not just iridescents, my favorite eyeshadows on my entire collection. You guys know the love I have for Boom Sour, and I'm so glad to have gotten other people to love it as much as I do. Now, if I could keep only 3 palettes, I'm gonna be efficient about this. I gotta think about like colors that I would, you know, want to have permanently. Beauty Below from Blend Bunny. Love that palette. You guys know it's my favorite palette so far that has come out in this year. The Crow palette from Wicked Widow. It has all the neutrals that I would need, like all the grays. Third one would be Primal from Blend Bunny. Unfortunately discontinued, but the reason why I'm picking Primal is because Primal has vivid tones, deeper tones, but still a lot vivid. That like Beauty Below does have vivid tones, but not as many as Primal. Like Beauty Below tends to be a bit more muted compared to Primal. Primal also has pastels, which Beauty Below doesn't, and the Crow doesn't, obviously, because the Crow is mostly I would say the Crow is like a neutral palette with pops of color, right? So I would definitely go with the Primal because the Primal covers what these two don't. So those are my 3 palettes that I'll keep. 2 from Blend Bunny, 1 from Wicked Widow. Next question. I have gotten this question quite a few times, so I'm going to mush them together. Is who is the person that inspires you the most, and what inspires you to like when you create makeup and everything? I mean, anything and anyone could inspire me. It could be sometimes an item of clothing, be anything that inspires me as to people. Of course, my loved ones can always be an inspiration. There's not really like a constant answer I could give. Again, depends on the time and the day that you catch me when you ask me that question. But I would say in general, anything and anybody. What's the best unexpected places you visited? Something that is not popular or in the guidebooks everywhere, but your own kind of hidden gem. Okay, I haven't traveled that much, but Bruges in Belgium has to be one of my favorite places I've ever visited. There's something so magical about that city. So one city that I've been obsessed with since I was a child, more as a child than now, is Venice in Italy. I've never been to Venice. I would like to go. I know it smells and everything, but there's just something so magical about it, right? But when I went to Bruges, I realized I was like, oh, this is like Venice, just in Northern Europe. It's so beautiful. There's something so peaceful about that city. I love Bruges, so yeah, that's my hidden gem. Top 3 places you've traveled to. I don't get out much and I'm very Midwestern, so I live vicariously through all of your gorgeous cityscapes. Thank you so much. One thing about me, I love a city night view. I love a cityscape at night, all right? Y'all can see that with my aesthetics when I take the pictures. One of the parts that I feel like makes me identifiable is that I love taking pictures of my makeup in front of those big city views. 3 cities or places. I would say New York is a great one. New York is always a pleasure. I really, really enjoy New York. Definitely Geneva was a great one. Geneva was very expensive. I only got to spend 1 afternoon there and I was young. We're talking 2009 and it was crazy expensive. Can you imagine now? I would love to visit again though. It's so beautiful. The third one, I'm gonna go for another American city. I would say DC. There is something about DC that always gets me. I feel like it reminds me of Tirana, the place where I grew up the most. So yeah, DC, there's always been a special thing about DC that I really, really enjoyed. Next question is, what is a makeup application method or technique that used to be intimidating to you, but now you can complete very well? Do you have any other areas that seem daunting to you, but you'd like to try them out? So eyeshadow is a big one, obviously, because getting to learn how to do makeup on my eye shape was quite a little bit of challenge. I feel like I've become much better at that. Daunting, that still remains. Now again, there's still room for improvement, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying by any means that I'm like an expert, and any day that I can create a look, it always comes out perfect. I'm not saying that. Now, an area that seems daunting and I really would like to try and be better at is graphic liner and learning how to draw things on my face. I am not good at that, and I'll admit it. What was the most exciting thing for you when you moved to the US? And if you could create a Fenty gloss bomb, what would it look like? I'm not going to say anything on the Fenty Gloss Bomb just because I'm hoping it happens in real life and I don't want to spill my secrets. I know that's a long shot, but I'm still manifesting it. Hi guys, Editing Hairsaw over here. I don't know why the second part of this question and my answer to it was completely deleted, but what made me most excited to move to the US was getting access to all the NYX and MAC. Those were the 2 brands that I was saving all over We Hearted. Does anybody remember We Hearted? I loved it more than Pinterest at the time. I was a we-hearted girl through and through. But yeah, that was the most exciting thing for me. If you could mush two different palettes together to create one, what would they be? This is such a great question. Two Blend Bunny palettes. Longing with Beauty Below. I feel like Beauty Below has the, like, you know, colorful depth, and Longing has the more muted shades, but come together, you could create the sultriest looks in the entire world. I think that would be a good combo to put together. Next question. What are your hopes for Devil Wears Prada 2? I loved hearing you blabber about the first one and cannot wait to hear your thoughts on the second one once it's out. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I will be the first one in line to watch that damn movie. Now, do I have high expectations? No, I don't. Am I excited for, you know, the cast to be back? Absolutely. Actually, I'm seeing so many freaking clips of it on Instagram of people like filming the actors in New York that I'm like, I feel like I'm getting spoiled and the movie hasn't even like been finished yet. If it ends up being a freaking disappointment, like a lot of sequels in Hollywood are, I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist, just like I do with Pitch Perfect 2 and 3. We out. Most controversial opinion regarding makeup. You could do literally any look, especially on the eyes, as long as you adapt it to your eye shape. Anything can be done on any eye shapes. You just gotta learn how to do it on your eye shape, and that's the most difficult part. I know it's controversial. I know I can hear the comments right now, but I truly, truly believe you can adapt anything to look good on your eye. It doesn't have to look like the traditional perfect Instagram look that you see, but you can do it on your eye shape. You just gotta learn how to adapt it. And that takes time, and that takes patience, and that takes practice. And it sucks, but you'll get there. That's my controversial opinion. How did you find your personal style within makeup/fashion? Your style is unique as hell. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't see, when it comes to like clothing, I just wear what looks good, and I've had some very questionable fashion moments, I will admit, but what icon doesn't? Okay, now when it comes to my makeup, I always like it to be bold and colorful. Some looks are gonna have that bold factor more than others. There's always something that has to be bold. Like I can't just do a look that obviously they all live in harmony. What is this? The Avatar?
Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony.
Something has to be the one that like steals the show. It's usually eyes, but I like to play between eyes and lips too. Sometimes do both. I love playing with those color combos, and you know, see what goes and what doesn't. And again, I won't sit here and say that I don't have any questionable makeup moments too, because I definitely do. Next question. What would be your dream multichrome shadow? Shift, base, sparkles, and texture. I have quite a few dream multichrome shadows. I love me a shift. I don't have necessarily a preference that a shift from this to this. Base, I would like it to be dark. That's one of my favorite, you know, kind of bases. I love darker shimmers. Y'all know that. Sparkles, I love them to be multicolorful. And texture, I do not mind texture. I do not mind flakies unless they turn gray on the eye. I do not like flaky shadows that have a gray cast and don't show the shifts. That I don't mess with, but anything else I'm okay with. If you started your own indie brand, what would you call it, and what would be your first product launch? I haven't thought about the name of my indie brand where I have one. I definitely have a product in mind. Maybe, again, I'm just manifesting, so maybe I'll keep my secret for now, but I definitely have a very specific product in mind. Maybe one day, fingers crossed. Are there any certain types of looks you're intimidated by, like a certain shape or color combo? Color combos? Never. I'm not intimidated by any color combos. I feel like I can conquer them all. Shapes? Abso-freaking-lutely. Anything that is graphic liner, I don't feel very confident because, like I said, I can't draw. And also, halo eyes took me a lot of like trial and error. And I still don't think that I have it down like 100%. I still think I'm way better than what I used to be. Next question is, what is your favorite multichrome? Probably what I described earlier, something dark and multicolorful sparkle. Next question is, your favorite rain or show comfort food? Whatever I'm cooking for the day, but I will say I love me a bruschetta, which I make myself, just, you know, containing obviously bread, tomatoes, goat cheese, and olives and oregano. But I also like season the tomatoes with Salt, black pepper, and pepper flakes. I love making them just a little spicy, just have a little kick to it. Next question is, if you had to choose one song where the lyrics really resonate with you. There's not really any song lyrics that resonate with me. I know this is gonna sound like lame, but truly there's like not much. Probably like a confidence, like female confidence song, okay? I can't think, see, I'm blanking right now, but anything that like empowers you and makes you feel like a bad bee, I'm all for it. Favorite things to do when hosting friends: making food that they can try and love because I'm a great cook. It's the truth. It is the truth. Miss Olivia, if you're watching this video, drop it in the comments how great everything that I made was. Please and thank you. A hobby, passion other than makeup, content creation, and what influenced it? Reading. And what influenced it is me as a kid reading so much to the point that my mom was like, you gotta stop reading. We can't be buying this many books. Slow the hell down, okay? That I love reading so much. I need to get back to it. I know as an adult, you're so sometimes busy that you don't have the time to read, but I'm trying to get back into it. I was really good at it a few years ago, but again, with life being sometimes so busy, you're like, I want to go to sleep. I don't feel like reading. What makeup trend are you currently loving, and what makeup trend are you currently not loving? Makeup trend that I'm loving is doing whatever the hell you want. Stop thinking, let's normalize this, let's normalize that. And here I'm doing a great segue into what I don't love. Stop trying to fit yourself into boxes. Oh, clean girl. Oh, colorful girl. Or this. Oh, that. Do whatever the hell you want. That's the trend I will love. That's the one I will always support. You wanna support trends and go by trends? Do it. But if that's something that you love and you feel 100% like happy with it, that's what I'm all here for. One trend that I don't like is like, oh, makeup used to be fun. Makeup still is fun, darling. Just don't look in Sephora and Ulta. Expand your horizons a little bit. Indie makeup has a great colorful options. Us others never stopped having fun, even in the clean girl makeup era when it was like 2021, 2022 up until I want to say 2023-ish. Again, do whatever makes you happy. I'm all for the clean girlies. Like, you know, if that makes you happy and you feel confident and beautiful in it, go for it. I have nothing against that. Next question. Do you have a set routine for doing your makeup, or do you like to switch up the order? The set routine. It's always brows, eyes, face, and then lips. Always. What is your favorite type of eyeshadow formula? Well, definitely sparkly. Sparkly shimmers. That's my favorite. Always and forever. What is one product that you would recommend to someone that is just getting into colorful makeup? Blends from Blend Bunny. If you got to make a full makeup collab, not just a palette, but an entire capsule collection, what would you make? Besides an eyeshadow palette or singles, definitely lip products, like such as lip liner, liquid lipstick, lip gloss. Those are the ones I use. I don't use bullet lipstick, so that would be out of the question, but definitely any of these three or all three. And I would love to make some blushes and highlighters. Is there a color or finish you wish you utilized more for your makeup looks? Why don't you reach for these? Satins. Satins is the only, like satin eyeshadows basically, is the only finish that I don't reach for, is because make up your mind. Are you a shimmer or are you a matte? I cannot do both, okay? You're too dull to be a shimmer, but too shimmery to be a matte. I tend to avoid it. That's why. I prefer to either use matte or sparkly shimmers, you know, or shifty shadow, whatever, however you want to call them. I'm just like categorizing them all in one with the word sparkly. But yeah, I cannot do in-betweens, okay? Satins, again, they're great for people. They're great as bases and everything. I just can't see a use for them in my own collection the way I do my makeup. What is your favorite part of the makeup process, and what's your least favorite? I don't have a least favorite. I love applying my makeup all over my face. The least favorite is sometimes when like the eye gets water in a certain place and it doesn't stick. That's my least favorite. But my favorite would be definitely creating an eyeshadow look. I mean, that's like my favorite part of my makeup process. Next question is favorite and least favorite makeup category. Favorite is definitely eyeshadows. Least favorite, I don't really have one. To be honest with y'all, I really don't have one. So again, I know that sounds lame, but I genuinely don't. So please don't come for me. What is your favorite color to wear for eyeshadow? Depends on the day you're asking me, because I love all colors. I do not have a limit on colors I could wear or color combos. I love it all. Some days I obviously like gravitate towards some colors more than others, but in general, I love all colors. Okay, we're nearing the last few questions. Next question is, what are 3 YouTube videos that you're really proud of? That's such a good question. I'm not ranking them in any way, and I obviously am proud of all of my videos, but the 3 that I'm very proud of are Beauty Below, me trying the palette for the very first time. I received an NPR earlier this year, and you know, I just filmed the video and then posted it, I believe either on a Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember. Other one is my mooncat recommendations, specifically the first one. Again, first kind of video that I did. I was very nervous about it and how it would go. And my other one would be my most recent one, makeup that I've hit pan on. I don't know, I really love that particular video. I feel like I did so well. That was it for today, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that I, you know, gave some interesting answers to these interesting questions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.